The rooftop ballroom of the Whitmore Hotel feels like a glass box hanging over Manhattan, full of champagne, cameras, and people waiting for a show. Riley Hart smooths her silver dress with damp palms, trying to ignore the giant engagement banner with her face, and Grant Whitmore beside it. Tonight is their engagement party, a 5-star press event disguised as romance, and every smile in the room feels sharp.
Breathe. It is just one more performance.
She forces herself to walk through clusters of investors and socialites, nodding, accepting compliments she did not ask for.
Your future mother-in-law is stalking you from the bar, so either run now, or grab backup mascara.
Jenna Park, her best friend and only honest person in the building, slides up with 2 flutes of champagne.
If I run, the family lawyers will probably sue me for ruining their photo op.
Then, at least ruin it in a dramatic way. Give the internet something to live for.
Riley laughs, but her stomach stays tight, a slow twist that tells her something is wrong even before she sees it. Grant has been missing for 20 minutes, and every time she asks his assistant, the answer is a different lie.
I am going to find him. Keep my plate safe.
She moves past the bar, past the branded ice sculpture, down the short hallway toward the private terrace that overlooks the city. The door is cracked open, and the winter wind slips through with a sound like a whisper.
Grant, we should not be out here. People will notice.
The voice is soft, trembling, the exact kind of fragile that makes men feel 10 feet tall. Riley freezes, fingers on the doorframe, heart hammering as she listens.
Relax, Elena. They all think you are just an old college friend. No one will suspect a thing.
He sounds amused, fond. Nothing like the careful tone he uses with Riley in front of cameras.
But she is your fiancée. How can you stand there and promise her forever, when your heart is here?
My heart has always been here. The engagement is for the merger. Riley knows her role in this story.
The words hit like a slap, hot and cold at the same time. And Riley bites down so hard on her cheek. She tastes blood.
You are cruel, but I am the one who keeps letting you be cruel.
Do not act innocent. You love this. You love that everyone still whispers that you are my real first love.
Riley pushes the door open. The sound of it slamming against the stopper, cutting through their little snow globe of lies.
Good news! You do not have to whisper anymore. Your real first love just got a live audience.
Grant jerks back like he has seen a ghost, while Elena Snow turns with big wet eyes and a hand pressed to her chest.
Riley, I am so sorry. This is not what it looks like.
It looks like you kissing my fiancé behind a door that was not closed all the way.
You are overreacting, Riley. It was a private conversation. You should not be spying on people.
The familiar gaslight starts, smooth as silk, and for once something inside her refuses to bend.
You are right. I should not spy. I should thank you for reminding me that you treat my life like a business slide. At least, now I know where your heart is when you talk about our future.
Please do not be mad at him. This is my fault. I begged him to see me tonight. I am the selfish one.
She clings to his arm with perfect timing, tears shining, voice soft enough that a microphone would love her.
See, this is what I mean. You twist everything into drama, Riley. You know you and I are good for each other. The board loves you. My mother finally stopped complaining. Do not sabotage everything because of one mistake.
One mistake, like the affair he never stopped having. Like the future she has been building on quicksand.
You are right, Grant. I should not sabotage your big night.
She walks past them, back toward the bright noise of the ballroom, every step steady, every breath sharp. A waiter pushes the doors open for her, and the entire room turns to look. Cameras lifting like a second wave of chandeliers. The band cuts off mid-song when they see her face, when they see Grant and Elena just behind her.
Thank you all for coming to the celebration of strategic partnerships and lies.
Her voice blasts through the speakers, clear, calm, the kind of calm that scares people.
I was going to stand up here and talk about love, but apparently I was the only one who did not get the script.
Murmurs ripple through the crowd as Grant strides to her side. Smile frozen, fingers gripping her elbow hard.
Riley, do not do this. We can talk later.
Later is for couples. We are just a contract with nicer lighting. Congratulations, everyone. The engagement is officially canceled. The merger is dead, and so is whatever this was.
She yanks the ring off her finger, the diamond catching the light one last time before she drops it into a champagne tower. The glasses shatter in slow motion, liquid spraying, guests gasping, phones flying up to record the wreckage. At the edge of the crowd, a tall man in a dark suit watches with a small, interested smile. Eyes never leaving Riley. Mason Cole, rival CEO, rumored corporate wolf. Looks like he just saw his favorite stock crash so he can buy it.
Well, this just got very, very interesting.
Riley steps down from the stage, the world buzzing with shock and whispers, and makes herself a single silent promise.
I will never be the girl who stands quietly while a man writes my story again. Grant Whitmore thinks this is over. He has no idea what it looks like when I start to fight back.
By morning, the breakup is trending, clipped into slow-motion montages with captions that call her the runaway heiress of Whitmore Tower. Riley lies on Jenna's couch in Brooklyn, surrounded by takeout boxes and glowing headlines that treat her disaster, like a binge series.
On the bright side, your follower count is on fire. Welcome to main character energy.
Great. Maybe likes can pay my rent when Whitmore Investments cuts off my salary.
Her phone buzzes with another unknown number, and she stares at it like it is a bomb.
If that is Grant or his mother again, tell them I moved to the moon.
It is a different shark. This one says Mason Cole on the screen.
Riley bolts upright, almost knocking over a carton of noodles, heart kicking hard against her ribs.
Why would Mason Cole have my number? Did I accidentally sell my soul in an email signature?
Answer it. Worst case you hang up, best case you get free coffee. Maybe stock options.
She takes a breath, hits accept, and tries to sound like a woman who did not set her engagement on fire in front of the city.
Riley Hart, I hope I am not calling too early. I figured your night was busy.
That depends. Are you calling as a gossip fan or as the man who watched it happen from the back row?
As a man who hates wasted potential and who saw a woman walk away from a terrible deal with perfect timing.
His voice is smooth, amused, but there is something sharp under it, something that feels like strategy.
Grant has been trying to swallow my company for years. Last night you swallowed his press narrative in one speech. I would like to talk about how we can help each other.
You want to hire me as your personal chaos gremlin? That seems risky for your board.
I want to offer you a position as chief brand strategist at Cole Capital, and maybe a chance to flip the script on your ex.
The words chief brand strategist land, like a life raft, solid, real, not dressed up as girlfriend or future wife.
You saw the headlines. Every outlet calls me unstable and dramatic. Why would you put that on your payroll?
Because people watched you pick your dignity over a billionaire and they loved you for it. That is not unstable. That is market power. And because I know exactly how Grant works, he underestimated you. And I do not plan to make the same mistake.
Silence stretches between them, full of spinning what-if futures, while Jenna mimes taking the job with dramatic prayer hands.
If I say yes, this is not about being your revenge doll. I am done letting men weaponize my life for their wars.
Good. Then think of it as you weaponizing my resources for your own war. I am just very happy collateral.
He gives her an address for a private office downtown, then hangs up with a promise to send a formal offer within the hour.
Tell me you are not turning down a chance to walk back into the game with your own team.
I am tired, Jen. I feel like someone scraped my insides out with a spoon.
Then, let them heal while you make rich men cry into their spreadsheets. You can be heartbroken and powerful at the same time.
Riley stares at the ceiling, counting the small cracks in Jenna's old plaster, and remembers the way Grant looked right past her. She remembers Elena's trembling voice, every planned tear, and the way the crowd almost chose to believe her over the evidence.
Fine, I will meet him. But if this turns into some weird rebound prince scenario, I am leaving.
Please, let him at least buy you lunch first. Independent women can still enjoy free food.
Later that afternoon, Riley walks into Cole Capital's glass lobby, heels clicking on marble that looks far too expensive to stand on. The receptionist takes one look at her and hands over a visitor badge, like she has been expected for weeks. Mason's office is on the top floor, but unlike Grant's, it has plants and sunlight and no framed magazine covers of his own face.
Welcome to the other side of the chessboard, Riley.
He stands to greet her, tall, dark suit, simple instead of flashy, eyes sharp but warm when they land on her.
You sound very sure I am ready to play again.
I think you never stopped. You just finally realized the game was rigged. Here is my offer: salary, equity, and full creative control over our new public image campaign. I want you to build a narrative that shows our firm as the antidote to everything Grant represents.
The contract on the table makes her head spin. Not just the numbers, but the lines that spell out respect instead of ownership.
And what do you get out of this besides a very public enemy in Grant S. mother and her society friends?
I get the woman who knows his blind spots better than anyone, and I get to sleep at night knowing I backed the right side of history.
Riley picks up the pen, fingers trembling, and signs her name, feeling something in her chest click into place.
I am in. But understand this, Mason. I am not here to be saved. I am here to win.
Good. I prefer partners to damsels.
Outside the skyscraper, the city roars on, unaware that a new alliance has just been born in a corner office, with too much glass. Somewhere across town, Grant scrolls through headlines in silent rage, while Elena whispers in his ear that they can fix this. Riley smiles without knowing why, a small fierce curve, as if her body already understands that this is only the opening move. 2 weeks later, the city is divided into camps, half calling Riley a queen for quitting, half calling her a storm that ruined a perfect prince. At Cole Capital, she becomes the storm on purpose, turning late nights into strategy decks that cut through Grant's polished image. Mason gives her a team, resources, and a simple rule. No timid ideas. If a pitch does not scare them, it does not go live.
Is this where I confess that scaring people has become my new favorite hobby?
As long as it is the right people, I fully support your billionaire.
Their first campaign highlights ethical investing, transparency, and clients who tell their own stories on camera instead of reading scripts. Riley watches the numbers climb as viewers compare the raw honesty of their ads to Grant's perfectly staged charity galas. Online, clips of her engagement speech get remixed with new captions. My favorite billionaire is the one she left.
This is ridiculous. She storms out of one party, and suddenly she is a symbol for every angry woman in the city.
In his office, Grant hurls a crystal paperweight at the wall, while Elena flinches, and then quickly softens her face again.
Grant, baby, calm down. She is just jealous and petty. Everyone will see through her soon.
They are not seeing through anything. They are buying it. Our investors keep asking if the merger collapsed because of my character.
Tell them I pushed you to end it. Tell them I could not stand watching you pretend to love a woman you do not care about.
Her tone is selfless on the surface, but her eyes glitter with satisfaction. A green tea sweetness that hides poison underneath.
I am not admitting anything. The contract leak alone could sink us. Find me something I can use against her.
Back at Cole Capital, Riley's team digs through public records, reports, and old press photos, looking for cracks in the Whitmore empire.
Found something. Your ex-prince has been padding environmental scores with fake green projects for 3 years.
On screen, a glossy brochure promises ocean-safe investments, while a small note reveals the company he used was later fined for dumping waste.
So, his green portfolio is about as real as Elena's innocent tears.
If we drop this wrong, it will look like you are just out for blood. We need proof and a clean angle.
That night, Riley sits alone in the strategy room, lights low, a half-empty coffee cup at her elbow, staring at a wall of clippings. She sees herself in old photos beside Grant, eyes dimmer than she remembers, smile tight, body turned a little away.
You knew. You always knew something was wrong, and you swallowed it anyway.
Her phone buzzes with a blocked number, and she almost ignores it, until she sees the preview of the voicemail. Elena, in a rush of breath, saying his name and hers, and the words get rid of her before she ruins everything.
You called the wrong person this time, Snowflake.
She plays the voicemail out loud for Mason the next morning, the tiny office speaker filling with Elena's false concern.
Grant, you have to control Riley. She is turning into a public embarrassment. Maybe send a statement that she is unstable. If she keeps talking, she might mention those side accounts, and you promised that money was untouchable.
The message cuts off there, but the damage is complete. A perfect little confession wrapped in sugar.
This is not just personal, this touches fraud. If those side accounts link to the fake green projects, regulators will eat him alive.
Good. I hope they choke.
Easy, Tiger. We hand this to the right journalist. We do not post it on your story at 3 in the morning.
They meet with an investigative reporter in a quiet cafe that smells like burnt espresso and printer ink. Riley sets a flash drive on the table, hands only shaking a little, while Mason watches the street through the window.
If this holds up, it is not just a scandal, it is a portfolio-level lie. People will lose money. People will cheer that you exposed it.
I am not doing this for cheers. I am doing it so another woman does not get told she should smile and accept being a prop.
The reporter nods, pockets the drive, and promises to verify every detail before anything goes live. On the walk back to the office, snow starts to fall, soft and slow, turning the noise of traffic into a dim hush.
You know, when this hits, Grant will tell everyone you are the bitter ex who wanted revenge.
He already did. I just decided to make the story worth reading.
Mason laughs, surprised, and for a second, the weight in her chest eases, replaced by something lighter that feels almost like hope. 3 days later, the article drops. A long front-page piece that links Whitmore Investments to a string of dirty green funds. The headline calls it the whitest lie on Wall Street, and the photo underneath shows Grant looking smug at a charity gala. The last paragraphs mention an anonymous former insider who provided key evidence, and everyone online assumes it is Riley. Her inbox explodes, some messages thanking her, some calling her a traitor. None of them matter as much as the silence from Grant. That silence breaks when his lawyer sends a threat of a lawsuit, claiming defamation and emotional damage.
Of course he is hurt. His ego has never faced a consequence in its life before now.
Let him threaten. You handed the evidence to a journalist. The law is on our side, and the regulators have already opened a file.
As markets wobble and whispers spread through boardrooms, Elena records a new video. Tears perfect, accusing Riley of ruining innocent lives.
I tried to reach out. I begged her to stop, but some people just want to watch everything burn.
Riley watches the clip on her phone, expression flat, then hits share with a single caption. Some people deserve the fire. The likes climb, comments flood in, and for the first time she does not feel like a victim of their story. She feels like the author. By the end of the month, regulators have raided 2 Whitmore satellite offices, and 3 senior managers resign before they are pushed. The board calls an emergency shareholders meeting at the downtown conference center. 500 seats, 1,000 cameras. Riley stands in the back beside Mason, wearing a simple black suit, no glitter, no soft edges left for them to grab.
Last chance to run away and start a small bakery in another country.
Tempting, but I would rather watch Grant explain fraud in front of all his favorite rich uncles.
On stage, Grant looks thinner, jaw tight, tie knotted so hard it cuts into his neck. Elena at his side in white, like a damaged angel.
These allegations are exaggerated. We are cooperating fully, and I assure you our core business remains strong.
A murmur sweeps through the room as one of the largest shareholders, a silver-haired woman with clear eyes, raises her hand.
Explain the off-book accounts tied to Green Horizon Holdings, the ones your own assistant wired from your authorization code.
Grant stumbles over his reply, sweat breaking along his hairline, while Elena squeezes his arm and leans toward the microphone.
Grant has been under immense stress. He trusted the wrong advisors. Please do not punish everyone for a few bad apples.
Her voice trembles, eyes glassy, but this time the room does not melt. The air stays hard, waiting. The silver-haired woman gestures to the back, and suddenly every spotlight swings, landing directly on Riley and Mason. Whispers rise, a rustling wave, as people recognize the ex-fiancé who detonated the engagement party.
Miss Hart, Mr. Cole, as activist investors you requested speaking time. The floor is yours.
Riley's legs feel like water for one heartbeat. Then she remembers champagne shattering, and the way walking away felt like flying.
You do not have to do this alone. We can split the speech.
No need. I have waited a long time to talk without being interrupted.
She walks down the aisle, heels steady, chin up, the crowd parting like she carries her own invisible spotlight.
Good afternoon. As many of you know, I once believed I would marry Grant Whitmore and tie my future to this company. Instead, I learned that love was a costume, and I was just a convenient accessory on his arm.
A few people shift in their seats, guilt flickering over faces that had applauded that engagement months ago.
When I walked away, I thought I was just saving my heart, but the evidence I found showed me it was bigger than that. This is not a story about a bitter ex. It is about clients who trusted him with their savings and got dressed up lies in return.
She clicks a remote, and screens behind her light up with simple charts. No drama, just lines that do not add up. Transfers to shell companies, identical amounts cycling back after quarterly reports. Fake donations that never reached the charities.
These numbers came from your own internal files, cross-checked by independent auditors and handed to regulators before this meeting. If Grant wants to say this is personal, he can do that. But fraud does not care who he sleeps beside.
You vindictive child! You have no idea how finance works. You are making a fool of yourself in front of serious people.
Riley turns to him slowly, the crowd holding its breath, cameras focusing tight on her face.
You are right. I was a fool. I believed you when you said you loved me. I believed you when you said the merger would help people. Now I believe the math instead. And the math says you lied.
Behind her, the silver-haired shareholder steps up to the second microphone, her voice cutting clean through the rising noise.
We will now vote on a motion to remove Grant Whitmore as chief executive and appoint an interim committee to restructure oversight.
Hands shoot up across the room, some hesitant, many eager. As the tally board glows with names and numbers, Grant's support crumbles in real time, red bars shrinking, green ones climbing, the final count flashing brighter than any gala light. Motion passed, the chair announces, and the room exhales in a roar of whispers, sighs, and the click of disappointed tongues.
You did this! Riley, you think you won, but you just ruined the company you pretended to care about.
I ruined your ability to steal behind a pretty logo. The company can heal without you.
Please stop. This is killing him. You got what you wanted. Why keep hurting us?
The words ring through the air, and the crowd hears what she did not mean to admit.
There it is. You were always a team. I was just the brand-friendly decoy.
Security approaches, not for Riley but for Grant, at the quiet gesture of the board chair, a gentle but firm escort off the stage. He jerks away once, twice, then realizes there is no power left in his name in this room. Elena follows, mascara streaked, her gentle sobs no longer charming, just another noise in a day full of breaking illusions. When the meeting ends, reporters crowd Riley with questions about how it feels to wreck an empire.
It feels overdue.
Mason clears a path with one arm, shielding her from the worst of the flashes, his other hand hovering at her back without touching.
You were unbelievable in there. I have seen seasoned executives crumble. You did not even flinch.
I was terrified. I just decided fear was not allowed to be the loudest voice in the room today.
Outside, the winter air bites her cheeks, sharp and clean, and for the first time in years she feels like she is breathing something real. Mason offers her his scarf, and when she hesitates he just drapes it around her shoulders. Simple, no ceremony.
Come on, Queen of Controlled Demolition. Let me buy you dinner before you topple another dynasty by accident.
She laughs, the sound surprising them both, light and free, cutting through the gray sky like a small piece of sun. Spring comes to the city like an apology. Soft rain washing winter off the sidewalks. New headlines pushing old scandals down the page. Whitmore Investments survives the storm under new leadership, smaller, humbler, while Grant disappears to a quiet exile overseas. Elena sells her story to a streaming platform. But the show gets cancelled after one season, when viewers call her unbelievable. Riley throws herself into work at Cole Capital, building brands that actually match their promises, turning clients into partners instead of props. Her reputation shifts from scandal girl to woman who will burn a bridge, rather than let someone be used on it. Mason keeps his promise to treat her like a partner, looping her into decisions, asking her opinion even when he already knows his own.
Careful, Cole. If you keep listening to me, someone will accuse you of being emotionally mature.
I will ask our legal team if that is allowed under current regulations.
On a Friday evening, he appears at her office door with 2 coffees and a nervous energy that does not fit his usual calm.
Walk with me. There is something I want to show you before the city steals the sunset.
They take the elevator to the roof, where a simple table waits beside a row of potted plants she had once joked about adopting. No photographers, no branded ice sculptures, just the pink and gold sky stretching over buildings that no longer feel like cages.
If this is an ambush party, I am jumping off the side. Do not test me.
Relax. There is no banner, no contract hidden in the dessert, just us and my questionable attempt at romance.
He pulls out a small velvet box, and her heart stutters. Memories of champagne, and lies flashing like old bruises.
Mason, I cannot do another almost wedding. I still smell broken glass when I hear string music.
Good, because this is not that.
He opens the box, and inside is not a diamond, but a thin gold ring with a tiny engraved lightning bolt.
This is a promise, not a contract, a promise that I will never ask you to silence yourself to make me look better. You do not owe me yes tonight or any night. You do not owe me forever. You only owe yourself a life that feels honest.
The tight knot in her chest loosens, inch by inch, as his words sink in. Not a sales pitch, just truth.
You know, I am still angry. Not just at Grant, but at myself for letting it happen for so long.
Good. Stay angry at what hurt you. Just do not aim all of it at the parts of you that survived.
Her laugh comes out wet, half sob, half joy, and Mason steps closer but stops short, giving her room to decide.
You are infuriatingly healthy for a man who runs with wolves in custom suits.
Do not tell anyone. I have a reputation to protect.
She takes the ring from the box, fingers tracing the tiny bolt, a symbol of the night her life split and rewired itself.
If I say yes, it is to this, to sharing power, to arguing, to letting each other be messy without turning it into leverage.
Then I hope you say yes, because I've gotten very used to you rewriting my press releases and my life.
The word rises in her throat. Not forced, not demanded, just simple and clear.
Yes.
She slides the ring onto her own finger. No one applauding but the wind. No cameras, just the two of them and the city. Mason exhales like he has been holding his breath for months, then leans in slowly, giving her time to move away. She does not move away. The kiss is nothing like Grant's practiced public affection. It is soft, sure, and full of space for her to be herself. Later they sit on the concrete with their backs against the low wall, sharing cheap takeout from paper boxes.
Do you ever think about how close I came to spending my life apologizing for existing too loudly?
Sometimes. Then I picture you on that stage, dropping the ring, and I remember you are always going to choose yourself.
She leans her head on his shoulder, watching the lights come on in windows across the river. Tiny squares of other lives. Somewhere Grant is probably still telling himself that she ruined him. Elena still practicing perfect tears in new mirrors. Riley no longer cares. Their story is no longer hers to fix or carry. It is just noise fading into the distance. Her story is here on this rooftop, with a man who sees her as a partner, not a prop, and with a life she chose on purpose.
I thought revenge would heal me, but it turns out building something better feels even sweeter.
Good, because I plan on spending a very long time helping you build.
The city hums around them, alive and bright, and for once the noise feels like a promise instead of a threat.
Thanks for watching. Follow for more romance stories.